Hey there, friendlies, how's up? Welcome to another whiskey review. Today, it's not a Scotch. It is the Alberta Premium Cask Strength Rye from Alberta Premium. This is... No, let me open it and then we'll talk about it. You guys, you Alberta Premium guys. Oops, better pick that up. This is not as easy as it was supposed to be. There we go. Screw top. Okay, Alberta Premium Cask Strength Rye. It says limited edition on it, but I believe that's just because this is from batch 2 and there was a batch 1. Unlike batch 1, this one's at 66%. I'm just saying, I do believe this is 100% rye. I don't think it's one of those irritating Canadian ryes that are all kinds of stuff. Yes, it says right there, 100% rye grain. Okay, good. Two things I want to say about this bottle. One is, it's on loan. My buddy Curtis, who you guys... Those of you who watch the live stream will recognize that name because he was one of the on-screen dudes tasting. He bought this and he told me that I could open it and review it. Because of that, I did not pour myself a massive dram. I don't want to finish off half his bottle. Second thing I want to say about this Alberta Premium is the aesthetic of Alberta Premium is so second rate. It really is. This weird bottle, when you see it on the shelf, if you don't touch it, it looks plastic. Their labels are generally pretty second rate. This thing that was over here, it doesn't feel like, those seals, they're supposed to have kind of an old school money feel to them. This doesn't. Second, the box as well is very thin. There's no protection involved here at all. It's, But I hear that the juice that comes with this label is very, very good. Now, this is batch 2, which apparently is different than batch 1. But I didn't taste batch 1, so I'm coming at this blind. I have no idea what's in that glass. I know what I like in rye. Okay? I know what I don't want. I don't want that licorice thing that you get with a lot of American ryes. I'm obviously not looking for anything too corn flavored because it's not a corn whiskey. I kind of don't want it to, punch me out and steal my lunch money, but it is cask strength, so I'm ready for it. And I got my water for, for if I need help. So let's take a look. I don't know what the deal is with these guys and chill filtering or caramel color, but it doesn't say anything on the bottle about either of those things. So I'm going to assume that we're not checking off any of my boxes on that. Actually, how many of my little check boxes does this check off? It's not a single malt, but it is 100% rye, so I'm going to give it the single grain mark there. Chill filtered, no idea, but I'm going to say if it doesn't say something about it on the bottle or the box, then forget about it. Caramel coloring, I don't see anything about that on the box or the bottle, so we're going to assume that it ain't getting either of those marks. There's no age statement on it, so okay. I don't know. That's about it. So what we got is a single grain. We got cask strength. That's about it. By the way, I have liked whiskeys that don't check off all my check boxes, right? That's more just sort of, those are the things that I like to see. They're not make or breaks. You know, I have enjoyed whiskeys that only hit 2 of them or 1 of them. So I don't really want to comment on the color because, it's a beautiful amber, but that might be caramel color. I'm looking for legs and stuff, and it does look nicely, not thick, but oilier. You know how some whiskeys that you'll immediately get all these legs going down, but I don't know if you can see that because of the trees and everything, but like there's almost none of that. Now, because this is cask strength, I'm not going right in there because I don't want to burn out my senses right away. Okay, when I meet it, it's right here. When I slowly go in, first thing that's hitting me is kind of a sweet, a caramelly thing, but like a blackberry. That is interesting. There's that rye spice happening, but it's tight. It's like boom. So I'm getting a little cinnamony. I want to say nutmeg, but I'm not sure because I'm not going all the way in. So, all right, let's go. Definitely like a cinnamon spice, baking spices. Yeah, there's a real fruity blackberry thing happening there. Maybe a cranberry. This smells much better than the branding would have you think. But I'm not here to grade it on the branding. Yeah, I'm really interested in this. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Let's give it a taste. Or go to the palate. Oh, that is bombastic. That is alive. It's funny because on the nose, it wasn't like, but on the palate, man, it makes you sit up and take notice. Spice, but that blackberry thing is really there. Maybe a touch of blueberry, very sort of berry fruit. I'm not sure if they're dried or no, they're fresh. Sorry, I was surprised by the big honk of rye spice, and it's a really tight spice. It's nice. I'm gonna take one more little sip, like just a little one, and then I'm gonna nose it again, see if that's opened anything else up. Oh, that met the back of my throat and was like, hey, pay attention to me. Fir trees or spruce, maybe more spruce. That's not surprising, by the way. A lot of rye has kind of a pine sap note to it. So the evergreen aspect here is no surprise. I like that. Some people really don't, but I do. Okay. Yeah, and now there's a foresty note hitting the nose. It's funny because it's big and it's punchy and there's a spice, but it's not spiky, right? There's a sort of a caramelly smoothness or the toffee smoothness there as well. It's not a savage dram. It's just big, really big. I am very surprised by this, and I may have to pick up a bottle of this, actually. This is, yeah. If I just sort of roll it to the back instead of chewing it, I get like spice, berries, coffee, chocolate, toffee, dry. Right at the back there it goes and dry. The finish is pretty good. It's just lasting. I mean, the finish sort of goes and then leaves me with that pine sap or that spruce sap thing, just sort of sitting there, just a breeze of it. and a lot of sort of spice, a lot of rye spice. The berry aspect disappears pretty quick. The spice sort of trails off, and the foresty note, the sap, sort of trails off. I don't know how to grade this because I really like it, but I don't know if it's because it's great or if it's because it's so much better than I thought it would be. I need to buy a bottle of this. I'm gonna need to buy a bottle of this. This is definitely like an 8.5. Absolutely. I don't want this dram to end. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to water it. Okay, I've already given it a mark without doing the water, but I don't really ever. The only way that what happens after I water it will affect the grade or the mark is if it's a lot better than I thought, that'll put the mark up. Because I almost never drink my whiskey watered, if I love it, and hate it after the water, that's not going to affect the grade or the mark. I don't know if I should call these grades or marks. It's not as lively. With the water, it's definitely not as lively. Some of the interesting berry notes disappear and leave nothing but toffee and a hint of grass. A lot of it's really disappeared. Yeah, now it's just spice, and dry. It's not unpleasant, but actually, the finish of it is after I water it. It was like, okay, I'm spice, I'm dry, I'm spice, I'm dry, but the finish starts to get really spiky. Yeah, that's a Jekyll and Hyde moment for you. It went from surprisingly great to bleh. So bloody tragic to have water these things sometimes. The thing is, this is 66%. If instead of just dropping in a couple of, like I do a half teaspoon. I estimate that that's like a half teaspoon. Well, that was light, but if you actually water this down to about 40%, then that'll smooth everything out as well. Because what you're doing there is you're actually diluting it down to. Some people really like 40%. Anyways, that's all she wrote. As I always say, if you like what I'm doing, then please do the following 3 things. 1, comment down below. What are your thoughts on this? Can you get this where you live? I hope I didn't inadvertently do a bottle that nobody can get. 2, share this video. That helps me a lot. And 3, leave me a smiley thumb. If you don't like what I'm doing, that's all right. Leave me a frowny thumb. Thanks for watching, guys.